Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Diets. I'm Joey. I am at the computer again. I've got my microphone right here. I hope this thing's working. I never really know what to do with this computer thing here. All right. So today I'm going to attempt to show you how I plan my meals in the calorie tracking app, how I track my calories, how I figure out how much I'm burning each day with my total daily expended energy or energy expenditure, all of that stuff, how I plan my meals for the night before, so you can see how all that works, how I start, what ingredients I start with, and how I come to a decision on what I'm going to eat each day or for each meal, or what the basis or the foundations of the meals are. And then I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that you can use to make sure that you're on track also. I am not telling you to do any of this. I'm not available for training. I'm not coaching or anything like that. I'm just showing you what I'm using and how I'm using these tools to get this to work for me. The first thing I'm going to start with is the TDEE, and that is your total daily energy expenditure. That's how much energy you burn each day with everything that you do, your BMR and your exercise and all of that stuff. So you kind of need to know that, because if you don't know that, then you're not going to know how many calories are taken. So I'm at TDEE Calculator, which is tdeecalculator.net, Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator. And it's going to ask me some questions. You can see here it's asking my gender, and I'm going to put in my age, which is still 59. And I'm going to put in my weight, which currently is 162 pounds. And my height is about 5'2". And then the types of activity. So sedentary means you have kind of an office job. You get up, you go to the water cooler, you walk down the hall to your desk, get up and go to lunch, that sort of thing. But you're not really doing much else. You're not really exercising. Then you've got light exercise, moderate exercise, heavy exercise, and athlete. So I, on 3 days a week, I do go to the gym, but the other days I'm not at the gym. So I'm choosing sedentary right here. So really, I'm probably light, but I'm going to choose sedentary. And now I've tried this with and without the fat. It's very close either way. I know that my body fat is 30.0 right now. I'm about to have another scan in another 5 days, but I'm going to leave it just blank for now. And I'm going to hit calculate. And the results are that I burn 1,715 calories a day just doing what I do. Now, you'll notice right over here where I'm circling, right? This right here, where I'm highlighting, your maintenance calories. If you're in maintenance, if you're trying to keep the weight you're at and maintain where you're at, then these are the calories that you're burning every day. You want to eat about these calories. So I would have a calorie intake of 1,700 calories a day if I wanted to stay at the exact weight that I'm at and not have any change. That's called maintenance. When, I put in my calories in the last video, people have comments about, 1,400 calories, you should be eating about 1,800 calories. I should be eating that if I'm on maintenance, but I'm not on maintenance. I'm trying to cut or lose weight. So that's your maintenance calories. Now, if you look down here, if you keep moving down, you'll see over here where it says maintenance, cutting, and bulking. And right now it's set into maintenance. And for maintenance, it's saying, here are some options for carbs that you should have, or that I should have. If I want to do a 30-35 split, the first number is how many of your calories come from protein. Then it's how many of your calories come from carbohydrates. And then it's how many of your calories come from fat. I think my trainer has me on a 40-30-30, but they're suggesting here for a 30-35-35 would mean 129 grams of protein and 150 grams of carbs. Whereas if you're doing a lower carb version, it's 171 and then 86 down here. And if you're doing a higher carb version, which is probably me, you're doing 129 and 314 grams. So either way, it's about 129 grams of protein to keep what you've got without losing any muscle. So that's what we have here. Now, you noticed here we've got maintenance, cutting, and bulking. If you click on cutting, right, now you can read here, and it says the macronutrients value reflects your cutting calories of 1,215 calories a day. And the reason it's doing that is because it's saying in order to get a calorie deficit and lose weight at, kind of like a pound and a half a week, they suggest. Now, this website suggested, this is what my trainer suggested, a lot of people suggest this online, that you have a 500 calorie deficit. So if I did nothing all day, right, if I was just burning my 1715 calories without actually getting any exercise, I do get some in, then for a 500 calorie deficit, my calories should be 1215, which people have already said to me is extremely low, and that's wrong. It's not. That's a 500 calorie deficit. Now, I do have some exercise on some days, and actually, I've always got at least 15,000 steps, so I have a little more than this. So I'm not doing 1,215 calories, I'm doing 14. But the point is, this website tells you how much your calories should be right here where I highlighted, based on having a 500 calorie deficit per day. And that's kind of recognized as what you need to lose weight at a gradual rate. So that's something I wanted to show you. Mine's a little different. If we go up here and we put in, let's go back here, instead of sedentary, let's do light exercise, right? Now it's giving me a daily calorie. If I exercise often, every day, then it's giving me my daily calories of 1965, about 2,000 calories a day, right? And that sounds normal. Now, that's again to maintain your body weight, right? This is your maintenance calories right here. So, if you look down here, you go back to cutting, my calories should be 1,465 a day, which is what it is. It's about 1,400 a day in order to lose weight. And right there, it shows that I should be somewhere between 110 and 146 grams of protein every day, and I'm doing 140. So all of my numbers line up very well in this whole website. When you look at it, for those of you who saw the last video and were like, what, 1,400 calories, 146 grams of protein, your trainer's crazy. No, he's not. This is it. These are the numbers right here. And this is just recognized as how this works. So I am in a 500 calorie a day deficit. I wanted you to see that, and this is how I started all of this off. And I pick it up from here as far as now, like designing my day for food. I know right now, in order to cut, which means I'm losing weight, I don't want to go over 1,465 calories, and really 1,400 is where I am. All right, let's go into Chronometer. So I'm using an application called Chronometer, and you can see right here, right? Chronometer. It's got the little apple with the little lines on it. This is a macro and calorie tracking application. Now, you can get it for the phone. I am almost 60 years old. I don't use my phone for anything other than calling people or sending a text. I don't do apps on my phone, but I did download this so I can show you something. But for the bulk of this tutorial, I'm going to use my desktop version of this because that's where I'm most comfortable. But you can do this on the phone if you want to download it. You'll have to download Chronometer, whether it's on your phone or I'm using the website here, and you'll have to create an account. But once you do that, you can get started. So now on the left, you've got a few options. You've got diary, you've got foods, you've got more. Those are the ones I use most often. If you click on diary over here, or if you choose diary in your phone, then that's going to show you your daily food intake if you're keeping track of it, which I am. You can see here that it's the middle of the day, and so far for breakfast I've had a Earth Gym protein shake made of chocolate, the chocolate protein shake, and some bananas in there, and that was a total over here, that whole meal was a total of 349 calories with 41 grams of protein, 48 carbs, and 4 grams of fat. And then for lunch at about 4:30 p.m. this afternoon, I had a peanut butter jelly sandwich, which consisted of the PB2 peanut butter powder, some high protein bread, and some Welch's jelly. And I'm going to show you how I did all that. But that whole meal right here came to 260 calories, 24 grams of protein, and 23 carbohydrates. And if you look over here, you can see that so far I've had 609.5 calories out of 1,400, which is my daily allotment. I've had 65.3 grams of protein out of 140 grams of protein, which is my daily allotment. I've had 71 carbs out of 100 carbs, which is my daily allotment, but I just eat whatever carbs I want. I don't worry about that. And I've had 13.4 grams of fat right here out of 97, which is a daily allotment. And I don't do anywhere near that. I'm just not interested in having a high-fat diet. Mostly, I'm concerned about the top two numbers. You'll also notice that up here, it shows active energy, and all to the right, it shows 393.32 negative. It means it came off my number. It kind of gives me those calories back. So 393.32, that's my my walking today. It's Saturday, but I had to work. We had a science fair at the school, so I walked around for 3 hours working with my students to showing off their projects, and that number, if you come down here, reflects in this 1923. This 1923 is what I've programmed in as my BMR of 1530, and then it added that 393 on top of that. So far, I've burned 1,923 calories. Now remember, my goal is to be 500 calories over whatever I take in for food. And if I take in 1,400 calories, then I want to be at least 1,900 calories. And so far, I'm about to hit that goal. If I don't eat more than 1,400 calories today, I'm already there. I'll already have a 500 calorie deficit. If I eat more than 1,400 calories, well, now I'm going to have to build that 1923 higher by going out for a walk or something to make sure that I have 500 calories over whatever my food intake. So far, at this moment, I've got 610 calories, but it's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I've only had 2 meals because it's been kind of a crazy day. Chronometer comes in a few versions, mainly the free version and the paid version. The free version is all you need. There's no reason to pay the paid version, but there is something you can do in the paid version that you can't do in the free version. If you go over here to more, right, and you click on that, and you go down to sharing, you can add people to your friends list. And here's what's good about that. Because if you and I are friends, then when you go to your diary and add food and add something you made that's one of my recipes, you don't have to put all this stuff in. I had some bread, I had some peanut butter. You can just go to my meals and go Joey Troxel bolognese sauce, and up will come that, and go add to diary, and it will pop in everything from there, that recipe, into your meal there, and give you the numbers. For instance, you could go to food right here, and this is how you add food, and you can type in, if you're friends with me, you could go to custom, and you could type in Joey Troxel, and all my recipes will come up. And if we're looking for my bolognese, there's my IP bolognese sauce right there, right? And I can say, hey, I'm having this for dinner, with pasta, of course, and I'm having 1 serving, which is 179 calories, 17 grams of protein, 29 grams of carbohydrates, and almost no fat. I'm going to add that to diary, and it's going to put that in dinner right here. And notice it knows exactly what, based on my recipe, what my macros are. And when we talk about macros, we're talking about 4 things. We're talking about energy, which is your calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fat. These are the 4 macro ingredients right here, right? So that's kind of a bonus for being friends with someone on Chronometer that has recipes. Now, you have to have the paid version to add me as a friend, but I can add anyone, whether you're paid or not. So you can email me at plantbasedads@gmail.com. And if you email me with your email address and say, add me to Chronometer, I'll add you on my end, and then we'll be friends, and you can do all this too. So you don't have to buy the paid version. You can just contact me and let me know you want me to add you as a friend, and that's what I'll do. And then if you're making my recipes, and then you could add my meals to your Chronometer as you're making them. So let's talk about the settings for Chronometer. If you go into profile and targets on the left here, it brings up your profile. You can see, your sex, your birthday, your height, your pounds, all of that stuff. And you can decide here whether you want to have Chronometer figure out what your total daily energy expenditure is, or whether you want to put in custom numbers. Here's what I did. I used a custom number right here of what I know to be my BMR, the 1530. And I had to pull this down from default to custom, and it let me put that in there, okay? And then for activity level, I chose none. I didn't want sedentary. I don't want anything. I don't want it adding automatically activity levels. I want it to start every day at 1530. What happens is, the minute you wake up, right, it adds 400 calories as burn to your 1530. So you wake up out of bed, even though I only start the day with 1,530 calories burned, it'll say that I've got 1,930 burned. And I'm like, how did that happen, right? Because it knows you're going to get at least that. So I don't want that to happen. I want to know that I've actually burned those calories. So I've set that to custom right here, and then I've put in the number 1530, which is the number I got from the body scans. You could put in the 1700 or whatever the website gave you, the TDEE calculator, but that's what I'm putting in because I know that's what it is. And then I'm coming down here and putting in my custom target. Again, you can use the ones that are set up for you, but I'm putting right here 1,400 calories because I know I need 1,400 calories as a 500 calorie deficit every day. So that's what I'm putting in here. And then down here, you can put in, you can let Chronometer manage your protein, total carbs, and fats, or you can put it in. Again, I put it in myself. If you click on grams and fixed values instead of macros, if you click on fixed values, you can put numbers in. The trainer and the website told me 140 grams of protein, so that's what I'm putting in. 100 grams of carbs and 97 fat. I really don't care about these other two. I'm not gonna be looking at those at all. I'm really only interested in the protein and the calories right here. And then there's all sorts of other stuff about tracking. So this is what I need to do. And this will get me to, when I go to my diary, this will get me to these numbers right here, where it's 1,400 calories for my goal, 140 grams of protein for my goal for protein. So that's how you can configure your chronometer. And you can do this on the mobile version too, but it's just easier for me to show you on the desktop version. Okay, let's talk about planning a day of meals. Let's pretend that you didn't see this peanut butter and jelly thing, right? I'm going to show you right here how I did this. I'm going to show you this on the phone app. You're going to have to download the Chronometer app if you don't already have it, and you can see it's right here on my phone. I'm making a peanut butter jelly sandwich, so I'm going to start with this PB Fit. Right here you can see the serving size is 2 tablespoons and it's 70 calories. So that's what I'm looking for when I put it in Chronometer. When I open Chronometer, here's what it looks like on the dash. This is your home screen, your dashboard, and this is where everything starts. I'm going to click right here on the bottom where it says Diary, and that's going to bring me to the food I've eaten so far today. You can see earlier I've had an Earthshim protein shake with the banana in it. So now I'm going to make a meal. I want to add that peanut butter, so I'm going to click on the plus sign right here, which is the add sign, and then a little screen on the bottom will pop up and say, hey, what are you adding? Are you adding a food? Are you suggesting a food? Are you adding a biometric? That's your weight, where you can add your weight for the day. Are you adding exercise that maybe wasn't on your watch, so we need to get that in? I'm adding food, but I'm going to scan it. If you click on add food, you'll manually type in the food like you did on the website version. But if you click on scan food, this is why the phone app is kind of important. You can scan the barcode and it will add it for you. So that's what we're about to do. So I'm going to click on scan food. And now the little camera will be accessed. So I'm going to take the camera and put it over the barcode. And you can see here, I'm just trying to grab this thing with one hand while I'm holding the camera. I'm going to move the camera over the barcode. And this app is really good. It finds the barcode and instantly brings up all of the entries for this product. Now there's a few different entries because it's in a few different databases. And you'll notice in the first one, it says 70 calories, 1 gram. So if you choose the first one, you're going to have to put in the grams that you're putting in. The second one here says 1 times 2 tablespoons. And if you remember on the container, it said 1 serving was 2 tablespoons. So that's the one I want right there. Either one will work, but you'll have to do more work on that first one. The second one is already set up to automatically enter a 2 tablespoon serving, whereas the first one set up to enter a 1 gram serving. So use your finger, press the second one, and then this screen will come up and it says, hey, here's what we're going to enter. So let me know if this is correct. You'll notice it says serving size 2 tablespoons. If you had chosen the other one, you'll have had to put the grams in, which is right on the package. It's putting a timestamp of what time it is right now when you're scanning this. Then under group, it's showing pre-workout. I'm going to let it do that for now, and I'll show you how to move it around, but I really want this to go under lunch. But right now, it's putting under pre-workout. You put it on whichever group you want it to be in. And then that little circle on the bottom with the red, the blue, and the green, you want to make sure that matches what you're putting in. If you remember on the package, it said 2 tablespoons with 70 calories. Well, I've got 2 tablespoons, and notice it's putting in 70 calories. And if you look at the package, which I'm not going to do right here, the package shows that in that 70 calories, you get 8 grams of protein, 5 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat. And that's exactly what the package says. So this is correct. I don't have to change anything. Now, this is showing 1 serving of 2 tablespoons. If you look up where it says amount, that's blank because you're not changing anything. If you were to put in 4 tablespoons, well, you would just go up and put a 2 in the amount column, and that would be 2 servings of 2 tablespoons, making it 4 tablespoons, and it would double everything here. But we're just going to leave it at the 1. So I'm going to go to the bottom here and click Add to Diary. And once I do that, you'll see now that PB peanut butter powder has been added to my diary of food. Notice it's under pre-workout, which is not really where I want it, but that's where it put it. And that's okay. I'm going to show you how to move it. If you just if you hold your button down on the PB Fit, it'll kind of flash, and then you can drag it up to under lunch and put it where you want or wherever you want it. So that works pretty well. Next, I'm going to add my bread. Same thing, I've got this protein bread I'm using, and I'm going to look at the calories here. For 2 slices, it's 160 calories. Same thing, I'm just going to scan the barcode over here. It's going to pop it in and say, hey, I see that you are doing this Primal Bakery high protein bread. We only have 1 entry, so here it is. And it's 2 slices for 160 calories, which is correct. And if you look at all the macronutrient information, the protein, carbs, and the fat, you'll see that it does match what's on the package. So this is the package that I want. What you're doing here is making sure you're picking the right food in the list. And this is the only one in their list for this package, so it's ready to go. So yes, this is what I want. I'm having 1 serving of 2 slices. I could choose to go up on the top and change it to 2 servings or 3 servings if I was having 4 slices or 6 slices. Maybe I was really hungry, I don't know. And that would, double or triple the amount of slices and all of the macro information. All right, so this is what I want. So again, I'm just going to hit add to diary down here. And then I'm going to move on to the jelly. Now, I always look at, again, the back, and this says 30 calories for 1 tablespoon. So when I find my jelly, that's what I want. I'm going to grab the scanner, and notice it found 2 options for the jelly. It's in 2 different databases. If you notice that second one, it says 1 tablespoon, right? So it's going to give you the macro information for 1 tablespoon, which is what we're putting in because 1 tablespoon is 30 calories. So I'm picking that option right there. Notice it once again added it to my pre-workout, which isn't what I want. So when something's in the wrong place, again, very simply, you just hold down the one you want to move. It'll flash and then drag it up to where you want it. And here I am just showing you how to do this again, just so you can kind of get the feel of this. And now if you look at my lunch, I've had 70 calories from the PB Fit. I've had 160 calories from the Primal Bakery 2 slices of bread, and I've had 30 calories from the Welch's Concord grape spread. And I'm right on top, it tells you my whole thing, all of my lunch right there was 260 calories, 24 grams of protein, 23 carbs, and 9 grams of fat. And lunch is done. If I want to add something, I can. Otherwise, that's it for lunch. So now you're good until you put something else in your mouth, and then you go through the same process. That's how you do it. Okay, so now it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've only got 610 calories used. I've still got quite a bit of calories left, but I only have 65.3 grams of protein. I need to have at least 2 more meals here to get my protein up. So I'll sit here and figure out, okay, how can I get to 140 grams of protein within 1,400 calories? I've got 610 left. Well, one way to do that is to have a protein shake. So I could come over to post-workout, and I'm going to highlight, if you see here, these gray areas, I'm going to highlight post-workout because that's where I want the food to go. And I'm going to click on food. And I'm going to put in the food that I want to use. So let's say I'm having a protein shake, right? I can type in Earth Chimp, right? Because they're the best. And make sure that you're on all over here and not custom. And Earth Chimp, let's say I'm doing the vanilla protein shake. It automatically says, hey, are you having 1 serving of 2 scoops? Because a serving is 2 scoops, right? And let's say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. That'll give me 2 scoops there. And now I'm at 85.3 grams of protein. I'm still not going to get all that in one meal. So I realize now I need to have 2 sets of 2 scoops. So I need 4 scoops of protein powder. And that'll get me to 105.3 grams of protein. So now I'm about, 34.7 grams short of having my 140 for the day. So that'll be my midday kind of shake. And then dinner time comes, and I say to myself, all right, I need about 40 grams of protein. What can I eat for 40 grams of protein for dinner? So I know I've got bolognese sauce in the fridge, right? So I'm going to click on dinner and go to food and put in my bolognese sauce. If I type my name, my recipes will come up, and you can do the same thing if you go to custom. And I'm going to grab my IP bolognese, and 1 serving of that is 179 calories, and I'm not going to have bolognese without the pasta, right? So I'm going to go add food again, and I'm going to put in Pastabilities, right? Pastabilities pasta. And I know that that's about 24 grams of protein right there and 190 calories. So I'm going to click on Add to Diary. All right, so now look what's happened here. Here I've added this pasta and the bolognese. That's what I'm going to have for dinner. And if you come over here, I notice I'm at 147 grams of protein. Like, I'm over on my protein. So I don't know that I need it any more than the 140. And I'm at 1,219 calories. I'm planning the rest of my evening here, right? I could make some changes. I could go up to Earth Chimp here where I was going to put 4 scoops of protein powder and now put 1.5 of the 2 scoops, which is 3 scoops. And now I'm at 137.1, which is pretty close to my 140. And, I'd be comfortable with that, with my goal of 140. Or I could just say, no, I really want to have, at least 140 so I can put the 2 back. So now I've planned the rest of my evening and I know exactly what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm going to have 147 grams of protein for the day. And the last few items will be the Earth Chimp vanilla protein mix and the Possibilities pasta with the bolognese sauce. But I still have 181 calories left. So even though I got my protein, I don't have to stop eating for the day. I could have a snack if I want. So I could come over here to snack and right click and do add food. And I can add something else. If I wanted to have some potatoes that I had, some reheated potatoes, I can put that in, right? Now, potatoes don't have as much protein in them, so I don't have to worry about overdoing it. I can have a baked potato and click on that. And I know that I have about 181 calories to burn. So really, I could do a medium baked potato, right? With just a little bit of salt on that and add it to my diary. And now I'm at 1,380 calories, just under my 14. Of course, the potato did have some protein in it, about 3 grams. So it added that on top of it. Now I'm at 151, right? And I've kind of hit my protein right here. I've hit my calories. My carbs are over, but I don't care about the carbs because I'm a high carb eater. And I'm only at 19 grams of fat for the day. And I don't care about fat because I'm not going to try and get 97 grams of fat every day. And that's it. And, I haven't had the protein shake yet. I haven't had the pasta yet. I haven't had the baked potato yet. But they're all there. That's what I'm eating. I know that's what I'm eating now. And that gives me a complete day of food for all of my calories. The other cool thing is you can look at the micronutrients. And the micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals and all that stuff, all right? So if you look over here, the protein mix gave me all of my protein. And it's pretty cool because if you want to know, hey, where did I get 128% of my lysine from? I could go to lysine and hold the mouse over it, and it tells me right there, well, you got it from Earth Chimp vegan protein super shake, the vanilla and the chocolate, right? The potatoes gave you some too, so did the bolognese sauce, and so did the bananas. Oh, interesting, right? Okay, well, hey, where did I get my iron from? I'm at 428% iron. Well, the protein shake has iron in it, so does the pasta, so does the bolognese. Bolognese has 59% of your iron, right, which is great. So between the bolognese and the pasta, that gave me 99% of the iron I need for the day. So just from that one meal, you can do the same thing coming down here. Now, you can go like, hey, look, vitamin B, I'm only at 30%. Where do I get that from? Well, it's telling where you got the 30%, but if you come over here to the actual vitamin B word, you can see it pops a thing on the screen that says, hey, your sources of this are yeast, whole grains, potatoes, moderate amounts, all in whole foods. So that 30% I'm probably getting from the potato, but tomorrow I may want to change my diet to get more B1, or I know that, hey, I need to take a supplement, a B1 supplement. So that's something I need to look at also. So this can help me decide if I'm getting the nutrients I need or if I need to make some changes too. One thing you're going to need to do is get a food scale. I measure out every single thing because if I'm going to all the trouble of getting this in here, then I need to know that it's right. And I measure it in grams because if you look at 2 packages of pasta, one will say 2 ounces, 56 grams, and one will say 3 ounces of pasta, 56 grams. Well, if you're measuring ounces, on one box you're measuring 2 ounces, and the other one you're throwing in 3 ounces. They're not both 56 grams. That's wrong. The ounces, the tablespoons, the cup, all of that is an estimate. The only true thing on the box that's for sure is the grams. So, I mean, I know in the US we don't use grams, but you really need to get used to it. The grams are the exact measurement, and the slightest bit of extra food changes the grams, where, a cup could be very relative, whether it's just under the rim or just above the rim or whatever. You really don't know what you're getting unless you're using grams or milliliters. So I suggest that you get a food scale, because that's what I do, and measure every single thing you put into your meals and into your mouth. Because if you're going through all this, it's a waste of time if you don't have the numbers right. So that's how I build my meals. I start each meal with my protein source. I figure out how much protein I need to get in that meal. You'll notice here that I've got breakfast, lunch, post-workout, dinner, and a snack. That's 5 meals. I was able to get the fifth meal without worrying about protein because I got the protein in the 4 meals. But you can break it up. 140 divided by 5. That's 28 grams of protein per meal. So you can set it up where you're getting 28 grams of protein per meal or more in the beginning so you can have less at the end. But I design my day and my meals around the protein source, and then I build the other stuff around it. Now, this is not a typical day of eating. I mean, there's no salad here or anything. So, but I'm just showing you kind of some ideas. The What I Eat in a Day videos, they'll show you kind of how I get to that point and what meals I'm using. I like how you can just go to the meal headings right here, right? And it tells you for the whole meal what the protein content was, what the macro contents were, what the calories were, all the way down. So here's another thing I do. When I'm doing meals, when I find meals that work for me, I have the same meals like throughout the week. I'll use them over and over again because I already know the calorie content. I already know the protein content, and I don't always have to worry about like trying to find the ingredients online and putting it together. I know exactly what it is. So there's comfort in knowing how to, throw the same meal together over and over again. Or if you're making like the pasta, that bolognese makes 6 portions, right? So I'll make 6 portions of the pasta and put them all together. And I put if it makes 6 portions, I put the whole thing on a scale and divide it by 6, and then I make a 6th in each little container. And the same thing, the pasta. I'll make 6 servings of pasta, put that all in with the bolognese, so I know I have each one of those is exactly the same amount of calories when I open it, and I can just put it right into my macros. Another thing I do, let me see if I can find this in another day here. All right, here's another thing that I do. So this was January 25th. On January 25th, I had 1,274 calories, and I had 150 grams of protein. It was probably a day that I didn't work out, so I didn't do as much. Actually, no, I did work out that day. I just probably went to bed early because I was exhausted. But if you look up here, you've got my Apple health balance. That's just my walking around at work all day and all that. And then there was a walk I did with the family, and that was 213 calories. And then there was strength training. That's me at the gym. That was 301 calories. And if you notice here, I've got my vitamin D and K12 supplement right here. I've got my multivitamin. I've got some bulk supplements. I'm putting my vitamins and supplements in Chronometer because what it does is it adds to all of these numbers. See how all green all of these things are right here? If I'm not getting some things I need, I'm just supplementing them. And there they are. So I put the vitamins in also. Most of them, if they're gummies, they have calories because there's sugar in them. But if they're not gummies, then they don't have any calories. And if you look down here, you can see all of my supplements I took that day, right? Just some powders Tim has me on and all that stuff. So put your vitamins and supplements into Chronometer so you can track your micronutrients here. You'll see here I had 1,274 calories consumed, and I burned 2,600. So that was a big difference, but I probably went to bed early because I was exhausted, because that does happen. So this right here is a complete day of meals. This is here for breakfast. I had a protein smoothie. For lunch, I had a sandwich on high protein bread with some slices and a yogurt. I didn't eat anything before the gym. It looks like I probably just went to the gym. I probably had something going on. And then for gym, that's why, because I didn't have dinner. I had a peanut butter and protein powder smoothie with plant milk in it. And then I went to bed. And that was 411 calories, which was a pretty big meal. So I probably went to bed early on this day and skipped dinner altogether. But you can see I did wind up getting all of my protein and all of my numbers anyway, because I wound up with 150 grams of protein. All right, one other thing I want to show you, and that is my emergency meals. So I keep a list, and it's growing all the time, of things I just have around the house all the time that I can throw together for a high protein meal. And one of them is peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can quick make a sandwich with 2 slices of bread, which is what I just did today. The peanut butter powder, I can just add 4 tablespoons instead of the 2 that I did today. And the jelly, and that gives me 375 calories with 32 grams of protein and some carbs and fat. Same thing, I've always got tempeh. This is spelled Tempe. Should be tempeh, not like the city Tempe. But I've also always got tempeh laying in the fridge, so I could throw that together, again, on the bread, lettuce, tomatoes, some avocado, and wind up with a 310 calorie meal with 35 grams of protein. I could also do a peanut butter and banana sandwich. You can see here. So, and I'm adding to this. I'm just starting to build this, but I'm gonna have a list of emergency meals ready to go that I know that I can make. Because when it comes time to eat something and I don't have anything prepared, like standing there in front of the refrigerator looking for answers, it's just never really the way to go. Okay, so here's some tips that I do when I'm doing all this. First, if you're about to eat something like it's not on plan, like you see a candy bar at work or something, or just say to yourself, look, I'm putting all this energy into tracking every single thing that I do to get this 500 calorie deficit. Do I really want to eat 450 calories of junk on a table somewhere that someone left and throw all, I mean, why am I tracking all this if I'm just going to throw it away? So I feel like I'm really good during the day, but at night, like as I'm leaving, oh, listen, there's donuts, grab one before you go at work. And I'm like, no, I'm out of here. Like, I don't want to throw that away, right? When you start tracking like this, it really is an incentive to just stay on it because, like, you just work too hard to really do this to yourself. So the next tip is use the micronutrients, right? The vitamin A and B and all that to change your meals for the next day to decide, hey, I'm not really getting enough of this or what I ate yesterday, so I'm going to add spinach to get more iron, right? Or whatever. So use those green lines and the lack of green lines to help you determine how you're going to change your meals for the next day. Because even though you're cutting calories, you still want to get in all of the micronutrients, even if you have to take a supplement, right? So that's something you want to look into for sure. Again, enter all of your supplements and vitamins into Chronometer so you have a really good complete picture every day of what you're eating. And then again, like we talked about, get yourself a food scale, something that works in grams, and make sure you measure every single thing you put into your mouth. I know it sounds extreme, but I mean, this is just part of managing managing what you eat. I manage every part of my life. Why would I let all this just like happen, right? Like it's magic. And because of it, I'm down to 162 pounds, which is amazing. And this is all working for me. So if you're interested in doing this, and you still have questions, you can send me an email, plantbaseddads@gmail.com. If you have Chronometer and you want to be friends and you don't want to pay for the full version, email me and tell me you want me to add you as a friend, and I'll do that. And then you can add my macros for the meals that I make. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. So that's my video for today. How to use Chronometer, tracking, total daily energy expenditure to start working toward having progress in what you eat and what you burn every day. Hit that like button, show me some love. Click on that subscribe button, click on that bell, and you get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. Leave a comment below. Are you doing this with me? There's quite a few of you who are like, Joey, I'm doing this with you. We're doing it together. That is awesome. Like, when I think about that, like, if I fail, right, you fail. So I'm not failing because I don't want you to fail. So we are so much stronger together. Sorry about the lighting. I'm at my desk. This isn't something I normally do, but my computer is the easiest way for me to show you what I'm doing here. And that just works out. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.